That is a weighty bag. But you know what? Today, I want to make sure I've got all my cameras. Because it's time to head off to the Tesla factory. Yeah! Yesterday, when I got back, it was sort of 3 in the afternoon and I accidentally fell asleep. And when I woke up, it was 2 in the morning. So I've not fully got over that jet lag thing yet, unfortunately. But better get going because I don't want to be late. Given that they have a whopping great huge NDA and an absolute no cameras or audio recording policy, I think I probably don't need a huge great bag full of cameras. My bag now weighs half as much.
Look who we just bumped into. It's our good buddy James Cook over at his YouTube channel. Are we gonna?
Yeah.
Let's slide up.
I love the size of this camera.
Yeah, I love that little flash. Bobby is sold. Yeah, I am sold.
And check out the stabilization on it.
Oh my god. Okay, perfect, because that's how Bobby holds the camera.
See, this is Bobby, he's the face behind the Now You Know camera. So I've been up for 4 or 5 hours now.
Oh my god.
But the editing's done, so that's good.
That's good.
We're having dinner, aren't we?
I think so.
ATD! Is that good? Do you like it?
I love it. I love it.
Yeah? You know what's killing me right now? I should have brought my proper mic with me.
Yeah.
I didn't realise we were going to have a chat like this.
Right.
I've never been to the factory before.
Oh wow.
So I am super excited.
You might want to wear an apron when your brain pops out of your head.
It's that mind blowing.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So we're from Massachusetts, and last year we took a road trip out here. So we drove our Model X across the country. We drove it all the way to San Francisco, then we went all the way up to Seattle, and then we drove it back across the country, went all the way to Montreal, and then we went back down to Massachusetts. So it was an 8,000-mile road trip. We went to 75 superchargers.
How long did it take you to do that?
It took us 16 days, I think.
Easiest car to do miles in, it really is.
Yeah.
Hence there's 71,000 in what is not yet 3 years.
Wow, so did you take it all around Europe?
No,
Just
that's
the
just
UK?
around the UK.
Oh my gosh.
I've been meaning to go to Europe for ages. I'm hoping this summer I'm going to get to have a bit of a family road trip to Italy.
Wow.
That's what I'm hoping. This must be what it's like to be Catholic and visit the Vatican.
Yeah, you're probably right.
And I think even in the showroom, you're probably good.
Yeah, I guess I'll just ask. Unfortunately, this is the bit where they told us in no uncertain terms that we were not allowed to film at any point during the day. They were like, wait, camera's off. So... And then following an interesting factory tour, which I didn't really see anything massively beyond what you would see in most other factory tours, but it was still incredibly interesting, in particular for me, because I'd never been to the Tesla factory before.
What did you think of the Model 3?
I think the Model 3 looks amazing.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
The pictures don't do it justice.
No, but then I think that about a lot of the sort of the front fascia cars actually, is they need to be seen in person to really appreciate the looks of them.
So I was actually very, very happy to see that the size of the car wasn't smaller than I imagined it.
No, yeah.
I mean, it needs to be necessarily smaller than a Model S, but I mean, the last thing you want is to have a car that's more like the size of a Mazda 3 or something that's just too small.
I like space. And I've got, it's like goldfish and goldfish ponds, you know, they grow to the size of the aquarium you stick them in. And I've had a Model S now for 3 years. I'm so used to going, oh, we're going somewhere. I'll put the suitcases in the front, folding electric bike in the back, my folding electric skateboard here, this I'll tuck there, Jasper needs his scooter and helmet. You know, one thing that really struck home at this factory is how much of an amazing deal Tesla got on pretty much everything beyond these doors. You know, I mean, they basically walked out of here with $1.5 billion worth of factory, and they spent like less than 100 million on it.
Yeah, they were quite fortunate to get this factory. If it wasn't for the factory, the company would not be in the position. We would not have the cars we have now. They were very fortunate for that.
this is what took them from that garage build end of things to, you know, the motor manufacturer that they're becoming now.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%.
Then they bust us over to the training center to hear Franz, the Tesla chief designer, talk about his inspiration for Model S, Model X. Unfortunately, Franz was extremely cagey when it came to any information about Model 3, which is sort of understandable, but fundamentally means that I don't have any new information at all on Model 3, other than the fact that I thought it looked like a really gorgeous car.
Now I think it's time to head back to the hotel. What did you think about Franz, your speech there?
Definitely really limiting himself on what he could say. Like any Model 3 question was co-opted with just like, yeah, I'd love to tell you about it, but I can't. They're just like, darn it. Like,
I wish that they had prepared a couple things that he could have talked about. Like,
Right.
That
Like-
would have been at least a little more enjoyable if he had said, you know, I'm going to give you one little tidbit.
all right, so I have a question for you. So you've never seen the tour before.
No.
What was your impression of it?
Well, firstly, my impression was one of scale, as in it takes a massive amount of effort and logistics to put something like a mass market vehicle together, even a Tesla Model S level of mass market.
That's right.
And the other thing is, there is no way that I can imagine Tesla would be able to do that if they hadn't been buying $1.3 billion worth of factory for like 50 million US.
Right, it was such a deal.
Yeah, I mean, deal is not even the word for it.
Yeah, the
You
bargain.
know, they
a steal.
practically stole it.
Yeah, that's true.
You know? See you guys. This is the point where yesterday I fell asleep. So today I have to not. Okay, here's the plan. I have to go and get myself a high-powered coffee. Then I'm going to come back to the hotel room and have a short snooze. And by that point, it should be time to go for this dinner.
Going down. Next floor.
Can I have a large latte, please? Good coffee. Place in the corner there, blue bottle. I feel more awake already. Right, so the question is, I better go do some editing really, hadn't I? Yeah, we'll go do that. Okay. Do I sleep or do I'm going to sleep. So. Oh my goodness. Nah, I'm going to edit. Okay, it is officially dinner time. Look who I bumped into.
Hey!
Fully approve of your GoPro setup.
Oh, thank
Yeah. Gear is awesome. We're just having a little gear competition. Find
It's
that
pretty
one.
funny though to like actually see people that you.
I've already done like 30-40% of the editing from today.
Oh really?
Yeah, I mean,
Here? Did you just do it on like a laptop?
yeah. Well, daily, so I didn't really have much of a
Okay.
choice with that. Don't talk to me about business cards. My mum has been on it for about 12 months now to get some.
They're the same as us, we just haven't had
Yeah, I still don't have
We all
them.
need to learn how to market a little bit better. They got it.
Oh yes, burger time.
Half of us went on the tour today. The other half is going tomorrow. Yeah, that's going to be fun for you.
So how
guys.
was it?
It was. I mean, so how many of us have been on the tour before?
Nobody.
Oh, really? Let me ask you, because this is your first time on the tour today.
Yep,
And
absolutely.
I said that maybe your mind would get blown. Did it get blown?
Yes, but it was also, I think, to some extent what I expected, having seen various other videos like this, I think it was Mega Factories. did
National
these-
Geographic kind of thing,
Yeah,
right?
that was it.
Special.
That's an older one though.
And it was like that, but at the same time, watching it on YouTube videos is not the same thing as actually being there, and seeing the cars sort of coming out of the stamping presses and get assembled, and it was incredible.
We did the tour last August,
yeah.
and it was amazing, mind blowing. But then it was like, I don't know, 72% more busy this time.
You both went for a Tesla. what made you go for that decision? Was it based off of the ease of charging, or like were you electric before this, or was Tesla sort of what drove you to that?
Well, I had a Nissan Leaf before, and the second I got in that car, I was in the test drive. In fact, I was like, you know what, this is the future. Electric drive.
In the
is
Nissan
it.
Leaf?
In the Nissan Leaf.
Wow, okay.
The problem the Nissan Leaf had was it was first gen, there weren't that many chargers, so it was basically like 50, 60 miles at a push, and then you were thinking, where do I charge? And to which the answer was usually 60 miles back the other way at home. So the second I could get an electric car with a decent range, I did, and that was the Tesla Model S.
Mm-hmm.
Since having that, I've also then realised, that it has many, many other benefits, and my favourite one of which is the space, carrying cargo around and stuff like that.
All right, so Kim, what about you?
We have kind of a similar story. We started with the Nissan Leaf as well. Georgia at the time had really good incentives, so we actually leased it, and then we leased it again, and it was almost free for us. But it got us, thinking about EVs, and then we knew we wanted to get a Tesla, and we kind of debated with the S and the X, which one to get. But with the kids, we decided to go for the X, and I'm really, really glad we did. I mean, it's awesome.
And so to that point, you decided to go for the X because of the kids.
Yes.
Because it's sort of like the ultimate,
It's the family car,
right,
for
it's
sure.
a great family car.
I mean, the S is good too, but if you have young kids in car seats, having the wings that go up.
It was designed for that.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's so much easier, especially if you have a young child that's still rear facing. It's really difficult to put them into any sedan, really.
Yeah, I can attest to that.
Yes.
Yeah, I had that exact situation in my Tesla because my son was, I guess, 6 months old when I first got the car.
And so you have a Model S, and
Yeah.
at the time, that was the only Tesla that you could buy, was the Model S. Would you, right now, if you could do a trade for an equal Model X, basically just the form factor, no increased range, no performance, no autopilot, nothing?
I would, except for the fact that I'm grown emotionally attached to my car.
To your car?
Yeah. So if I could keep my car and have a Model X.
Oh, I see. Yeah, the option that everyone would take.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Such a massive place, and there's so many people. It could be.
That was awesome, and I didn't want to have to go, but I'm absolutely shattered, and it's like midnight. So, in other words, my bedtime. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, however. If you have, remember to like it, share it, and subscribe if you haven't already. And follow me on Instagram if you don't already. And I'll see you tomorrow for the next installment of my daily vlog. Bye. And then also I've got to work out what the hell I'm going to do with all this footage, because at the moment I'm on like 25 minutes and I've chucked out most of the stuff that I actually hate. I'm thinking maybe I'm going to do a kind of a cutback thing. Yeah. Like I'll pick a storyline, something that I like but doesn't fit. Yeah. And then I'll go back to that and discuss it tomorrow.